In Romans 9, verse 17, where it's talking about how God hardened the hearts of Pharaoh and the Egyptians. And then it says, therefore God has mercy on whom he wants to have mercy, and he hardens whom he wants to harden. Paul is talking about in this particular verse and the verse thereafter that God's rejection of Israel is based on her unbelief. And we can go to verse 30 and 32, and this will piggyback and make a lot more sense out of some of the other shorts that I've done previously. So looking at Israel's unbelief, what then shall we say that the Gentiles who did not pursue righteousness have obtained it? A righteousness that is by faith. So Israel pursued the law, but not by faith, but rather by works. So this is the cause of Israel's rejection, because of unbelief. Continuing on, but Israel, who pursued a law of righteousness. I circled law of righteousness. So if you remember in the previous shorts, we talked about how the law is placed like a babysitter, right? It is to lead us, remind us of our sin, right? So in this verse, Paul is not rejecting obedience to the law, but rather righteousness by works. So he's talking about if you're using the law to put God in debt for someone on their behalf. Okay, so has not attained it. Why not? Because they pursued it, not by faith, as if it were by works. They stumbled over the stumbling stone. Not by faith. So the failure of Israel was not that she pursued the wrong thing, talking about righteousness before God, but she pursued it by works in an effort to earn God's favor rather than pursuing it by faith. And that's what caused her to stumble over the stumbling stone. Going back to verse 23, we can read, what if he did this to make the riches of his glory known to the objects of his mercy, whom he prepared in advance for glory?